Well, hello. Good morning. This is a birthday party, and I can't seem to change the time on the other, but glad to have everybody here that is here. I know that we're going to miss some people. You can watch it on the playback, and I do apologize. This is happened. Everything is going backwards. This is Dee, and I'm with Older INFP Insights, and we're having a little party celebrating 2 years of the channel. I should be cleaning and doing other things, but I don't feel well today. I'll get into that in just a minute. But the building manager, I have an apartment. The building manager seems to think they want to clean the carpets all the time. So they're doing the carpets today. And the people are running around trying to get their plants and things outside their doorways, inside, like they were asked to do 2 days ago. So it's noisy here. It's more like a kinder care than an apartment building. And I don't know what it's going to be like later in the afternoon. So I thought I would go ahead and do this now. And whoever can join, join. And whoever doesn't, well, then you just don't. But I'm glad to have you here. I did get things out. I got some decorations to the back. Says happy birthday right up there. I will say also, this has to do with why I have the channel. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the channel. Hey, how are you doing? Glad to have you here. Somebody can show up. I'm having it like 8 hours early because after this, I'm going to bed. I had a rough day yesterday. We're all having rough days. I've been reading, but seeing other people, INFPs, videos, and we're all depressed. I feel like I'm depressed. I need to sleep, and it's still freezing here. So yeah, I'm thinking, 5 o'clock this afternoon. I just want to be in bed. Glad to have you here. I'm so glad we got one here. So here, have a cupcake. I told you I bought cupcakes. I told you I bought cupcakes. Here, have one. Get yourself a cupcake. I've got a little blower. Here's one for you. Here, there you go. Got the decorations on the back. I've been going to Frank James Academy. He has a second channel. It's called something else now. But Frank James tells you how to do YouTube channels and how not to do them. And one thing he said, when you go live, he's got a picture of people having balloons everywhere. And I'm thinking, like, what not to do? He said, this is what people do. They have balloons everywhere. Well, yeah, that's about what I did. Oh, thank you yes, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for having the birthday. Did you get your cupcake? I gave you a cupcake. Did you get a cupcake? Oh, they're cleaning the carpets and making a lot of noise right now. So, yeah. So what I want to do, I'm glad somebody's in the neighborhood. A couple of people are going to be in the neighborhood. Doesn't matter what time of day I do that. But I did give you a cupcake. I hope you got your cupcake. I've got your cupcake. Take another one. They're good. I've had cupcakes. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm going to tell you a little bit about, and I got my birthday shirt on. I do have tie-dye. This is like side casserole. Glad you like it. Glad you like the cupcake. I got my tie-dye. when I did the podcast with Brendan on Site Casserole, I showed him this shirt. I said, this is what got my attention with your channel, was that I said, I got a shirt just like that. So this is actually my travel shirt that a friend gave me. I use when I travel. And I thought, well, I'm going to wear this. This is going to be my birthday shirt. I'm very glad that you got a sweet tooth. I have a sweet tooth too, so I got to eat all these. Have another one. So what am I doing here? Why am I here for 2 years? It's amazing that I am here for 2 years, but why am I here? Why did I start a YouTube channel? I started a YouTube channel. It was during COVID. A lot of people did that for COVID. And more people coming in. Good. A lot of people came in for, a lot of people got started with when COVID lockdowns came. Um, I started this channel kind of like a therapy for me because I got COVID early on. A lot of people have heard me say that. That's one of the reasons why I'm not going to be fit to do this afternoon, is because unfortunately, after I got COVID in 2020, very early on, I was left with long COVID. For me, over the long haul, going to different specialists and whatnot, I've decided that I've been left with chronic fatigue syndrome. And what that does, other than just make you totally tired, is that it affects all of your systems. It affects how you feel. Just generally speaking, you may feel like you have the flu. That's what happened to me yesterday afternoon, about the time that I'm supposed to have this live birthday party. Is that I had a hard time breathing, and a lot of other things went on. I do have that once in a while. I do have antihistamines, inhalers for that, and all that. I feel been tired for 2 or 3 days. I did way too much earlier in the month by doing 20 videos in the I only do like 3 or 4. I did 20, which means that I am going to be extra tired. So that's what happened. So I overextended myself. So by 5 o'clock today, I more than likely am going to need to be lying down. But I'm good in the morning. So I thought, well, let me just do this morning while I'm feeling good, and we'll get it out of the way, and then the playback for the people for this afternoon. So I do have long COVID. I do have chronic fatigue syndrome. I am working on a program to try to get that better. But that's how I got on YouTube, was just to tell, because I was in lockdown. I haven't been able to be around people until recently. So I thought, well, I'll just talk to myself, and it's kind of like journaling. And a lot of people journal, and I can't write it down in journal and make it mean any sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make me feel better when I do journal. Yes, I hope. Thank you. I hope I'm going to be rest. I am getting better. I'm able to walk a mile now. Before COVID, I was walking 4 miles and I was hiking. I was an avid traveler. I went from that to getting sick and not being able to walk across the room. And so now I'm up to a mile a day, a half a mile at the time, which is really good. And I'm doing a whole lot more than I could even do last year this time. So yes, I'm going to be, it's going to be a long haul, but I'm going to get there. But I did overdo by doing 20 videos in the past month just for this channel. And I have 2 channels. So yeah, I way overdid. I think I'm going to need the rest of the month to sleep, even though my mind wants to go. So that's how I got started with the channel. And I thought, well, I'll just talk. And I had no idea that anybody was going to listen. But I'm glad there's like 757 of you today. It changes by the day. I've had 759 as the maximum. Doing videos can be great. They much agree. It took me almost a decade not to be too conscious about it. But yeah, I know. I actually don't really care about you talking about being too self-conscious about it. I actually don't care because it's interesting that the first time I got on a stage, I was 3 years old. I took dancing from age 3 to 7, and that's the first time I was on a stage was when I was 3 years old. And I've been entertaining in one form or another. Then I got into sports, and then people watch you do that. And then this, that, and the other. Hey, how are you doing? Yes. I had to come on this morning because a lot's going on in the building today, and I haven't been feeling well the last few days. And by 5 o'clock, I need to go to sleep. But glad you found me. I figured somebody was going to find me. Here we got new people here. Here, cupcakes. I promise. I hope they don't spill out. I don't know how to do this. Where's the camera? Here, there's some cupcakes. Have a cupcake. Have a cupcake. Have a blower. I've got something deliberately with not noise in it. Yeah, so I was just telling, see it on the playback. I was just telling how this got started doing therapy and having to be in lockdown. And it is good therapy. I don't mind being live as much as I mind just talking like into space. I don't talk into the camera. I talk into space because I show my socks. But that kind of trips me up. I get tongue tied doing that, but I like the interaction. I like doing this live, trying to figure out how YouTube does the live. It didn't come on like it was supposed to. So I had to start another live channel. I think this may be on slow. I'm not sure if this is on the slow respond where you have to wait a few seconds before you can respond here. I think that might be true. Yeah, but glad to have you here. Ingrid, glad to have you. I figured that my out of the States people would show up regardless of the time. So yeah, so I thought, and another way that I thought I'll just tell, and this is for everybody who's may watch it on the playbacks and whatnot, and don't know anything about the channel. So I decided I would do insights from my standpoint, because I was watching a lot of videos. I watched hundreds and hundreds, gosh, probably thousands by now in the last couple of years, different topics. But with the INFP, that's how I got into the MBTI. You would think with someone with a mental health background, we would know that, but we didn't really get into that at all. We got into diagnoses. It was all into diagnoses. I go around diagnosing people. I don't do the MBTI on people. I just diagnose them. Well, they're a little borderline, or they're a little whatever. You can't help it after a while. But yeah, so I saw some videos that I thought were not very reflective of what INFPs are, because they were all negative and they were all stereotypical. And that's why you see my socks. And the way that I take negativity, and everybody takes negativity differently, but the way I take negativity, before I get really mad, punch. I don't punch people. We're having a party. I don't do all that. But the way I take negativity is that I own it. If you own, and here's a little tidbit, if you own when somebody's trying to bully you or be negative with you, if you own it to them and say it out loud to them and agree with them, then it takes away their power, puts power back on you. So I saw this thing, and I saw about socks. And I don't know who, but just about everybody has a meme or has something that they say about socks. And INFPs have all these colorful socks. Well, INFP, you can tell, and and it's all in good fun sometimes. Now, Benjamin Spicy, I don't take offense to, because he's in good fun. Some I do, because they're not in good fun. So I thought, well, I'm going to put socks up there. You say we have socks? I'm going to put socks. So 2 reasons I have socks was this one, and yes, I do know I'm doing that. Somebody brought that to my attention in a comment asking me, yes, I need to buy some more socks. I'm going to buy the socks that donates a pair every time that you buy a pair. I can't remember the name of the brand, Bono or something like that. But well, yay. Hey, Brenda, you found us. In true INFP form, I changed the time. I totally changed the time. I have to do it this morning because the building's getting carpet cleaned and a lot of noise, and I don't feel like messing. Yesterday, I was in bed at 5 o'clock, and I'm thinking, if it happens again today, this isn't going to do right. So I wanted to put something out there. But yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy you saw it too. I saw. That's how we do it. We just go with the flow. Here, let's go. I feel like going now. Glad you could be here. Yeah. So yeah, we're just talking about how I got the channel going, talking about my socks. But another reason I wanted just to show socks, and it has to do with the long COVID, is if you see the first few, I don't like my picture taken to start with. My kids will tell you that when they post my picture, like Happy Mother's Day on their Facebook page, it's like something from like 50 years ago. And I said, don't you have another picture anywhere? And I'll give you one. But another thing is that the first pictures that I had, the first videos I did, gosh, I looked like I was on crack or something. My face was all meshed in, all wrinkly in. And I looked 10 to 20 years older. And that was from what the COVID did to me. So I like to kind of pace it like once a year just to see how I'm coming along. This is about how I looked before I got COVID, so I don't mind showing my face now. I'm kind of proud of it, that I don't look like I'm 90 and that I'm don't have any energy, but I do. So that's why I show the socks. So so that's what that is all about, and why I decided to do it. And now I really like it and I really enjoy it, and I consider everybody in my family, even those that can't be here very often. Oh, I didn't give you a cupcake. I do have cupcakes, Brendan. I'm going to have to take some out because I did. Hold on just 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, see, now more are missing from here because I've been passing them out. But here's your cupcake. Do you know how much these things cost? It's like $5 for these little mini cupcakes, or $10 for the regular ones. I don't know if it's the eggs in there or just inflation or what. But I'm like, my gosh, I can't afford it. Yeah, I got my happy birthday down here. Have to go by what Frank James says. I'm in Frank James school. Anybody who's a creator, all of y'all are creators, go to his yes, thank you. Go to FJ. Frank James has a second channel that I just happened to get on. I don't know how I did that. I know. I was looking at Frank James the other day. I was looking at Frank James' homepage to see how organized his is. Because if you've noticed, I've gotten mine organized, and I think he's got 1 million subscribers. So let me see what the guy, the MBTI King guy, has on his homepage, how it's organized. And I found out he has another channel, and it's actually a school how to do a YouTube channel, which I agree with or don't agree with. And he's got his sense of humor in there. But when he's talking about live streams, and he's kind of doing it tongue in cheek, I think. I don't think it was a real live stream he did. But he had a bunch of balloons he said, everybody puts balloons and all kinds of decorations in the back. They do look good. Yes, they are. I've had one just so that it looks like one is missed. But I put a lot of decorations back here, and I had to laugh because I thought, well, yeah, I'm not going to have balloons. But yeah, Frank, you are right. I am, for the live stream, I'm going to have decorations. I've got happy birthday here, little thing. The $1.25 store, it's going up. Inflation might be $1.50 store right now. Had these. I tried not to get anything that required any kind of noise, because INFPs don't like a lot of noise. I like some noise. I like party noise. So yeah. So let's see. I wrote down a few things. Anybody got any questions? That's fine. I'll tell you how I do mine. I don't have my phone's way over there. I do have a phone. My phone is a flip phone. Then. Yes, I knew. I wore your This is my travel shirt. I've already told everybody, Brendan, I've already told everybody when I showed you this shirt when we did our podcast, that's what drew me to your channel, actually. I think you have a shirt almost like this. And I thought, that's my shirt. He can't have on my shirt. Who is this guy? But I decided I'd wear it today. It's festive. And yeah. So this is Sight Casserole shirt. So I can do that too. That's why I'm a cool grandma. See, I got tie-dye and I got all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I actually do, talking about the flip phone. I actually do have a flip phone. Don't have an iPhone, smartphone, anything else. So I can't do, the shorts and a lot of things upload and you go out into anything. Um, the reason I don't is because I lay mine down all the time and I'm constantly looking for it. And I used to have two phones, so if I lost my phone, I could call it and find out where in the house or where in the car it is. I know we've all done that. Get somebody to call your number and see where it rings. But it was supposed to be a way for people not to steal my flip phone, because my sister-in-law said nobody was going to steal a flip phone. But yes, it did get stolen. Yes, it is. It's like but they did steal it from a pizza place where I laid it down. But so I don't want to get $1,000 phone, and then that's a lot to be leaving around. So I do that, but I do it with a camera, and see, everybody here is a creator. So anybody who watches it, who's not, you can start your own YouTube channel. You don't need a lot of expensive stuff. I don't have lighting. I'm going to buy some, I think, but this looks okay to me. But yeah, I use this phone. This is one of these click and go $100 phones. This is what I've used to travel. This has been on Amtrak trains with me for about 20,000 miles. So it's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everybody's picture. So this is for the parties. Make sure you've been there. So everybody smile. On 3, say cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Oh, I mashed the wrong button. There we go. Got your picture. So this is all I use. This is what I hold, sitting in my living room or my walking talks, whatever. I was going to get a GoPro, but you don't need to. Cheese, there we go. See, I got your picture. I ought to do a video. I think I will. I'm doing a video of me doing a video. Just for my own purposes for this. Yeah, here we go. So I know who's here. There we are. Video for the video. I stopped it. I take a picture. Yeah, so you got to have a party. You got to be able to do all that. So, I got on here, call my neighbor. My neighbor doesn't get up till like 1 o'clock. She'd be a lot of fun to be in here, but she doesn't get up. There must be a delay with this. I'm just trying to see how this goes. So the party will last just a couple more minutes because I don't think people watch more than about 4 or 5 minutes. So if you got any questions, things you want to say, words of wisdom. I said earlier, I think we're all depressed right now. Oh, and I will say this. This is just an aside because this is my closest friends in here now. That I'm going to do something at some point. I'm taking a break, but I'm having an identity crisis. I don't think I'm an INFP. I can't relate all of a sudden. It's just like, oh, I think now I'm an ENFP. I do a lot of ENFP things, but earlier in life, when I was younger, I was an INTP, so I have a life as an INTP. And I see all the people out there going, the INFJs out there going, you can't change your personality. You can't change your personality. But yeah, so it's kind of an identity kind of thing right now. I don't know if I'm an INFP. But the introversion part is like 80%. So I guess that's true. I'll have to figure it out. But that's according to Eric Thor's theories. His, not his theories, but his things. But about the TE and the this and that. And I just listened to one this morning, and I'm thinking about INFP, and I'm thinking, well, that sounds just like me. So what in the world? Have an identity crisis, got to figure it all out. So yeah, I'm here for 2 years. Finally got organized. Finally decided that I would have would have regular videos, because in the beginning I think I just did them randomly and didn't care what I said or when I said. So now it's a little more organized, getting to be more. It is a job. When it gets to be too much like a job, then I don't like jobs. So I'm retired. I never have liked jobs. So so I got all of his picture. So let's see if I had anything else. My person and mission. Well, yeah, I said all that. About the mission is, I think now, and we all evolve. I mean, and it's kind of fun. They say, go look at your first video and then go look at your last video, and it's all going to be different of what it looks like, how it looks. And I did want to say one thing too about INFPs that came up on one of your sites. A comment was actually, I think, Brendan, it was yours. Talking about acting and talking about the theater. Yeah, didn't you have a poll about the theater? I'm gonna switch it around now. And somebody said, well, INFPs are authentic, so acting wouldn't be something that they could do. And yeah, well, I disagree with that. I think it's the perfect thing for INFPs to do, because you can be somebody else without being somebody else. You know, I mean, you don't lose your authenticity. You can bring out somebody else, and then somebody else. One of your other commenters was saying you can really get into the person. Because I was a theater student. That's funny, because I was a theater student in college. I gave up on PE major because of the science. Couldn't figure out why you had to have anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology if you just want to play a game. They have trainers for that. That was my thinking. They have trainers for that. I just want to play. So I majored in English because that's what I got the grades in. So I got into theater, and I was going to go into theater and to grad school. I got a scholarship to go to grad school for theater. It was a way. I mean, being on stage being on stage was not frightful if you didn't look at the audience. You don't look at the audience. You definitely don't look that way. You do your own thing, but you can be other people. And yes, I could get into somebody else. I could feel it, get into it. I was that person. I was the whole thing. Yes, they are. And if you would think, who are the actors and the really good actors? I don't think there are any bad actors. I mean, like, they get paid, professional actors. They're just doing their thing. A lot of them are INFPs, or at least there are severe introverts. It's how you can get in there, and it's great for an INFP. Of course, in my case, I was a comic relief person. I either did comedies. The only time I was the leading person is if there were two of us. One time there were two of us in a one-act play, and I was the leading woman. It was a woman and man couple kind of thing, and it was a comedy. So I did comedy, and then in drama, in the 3-act dramas, it said that it's hard to appear in the screen without looking like a character. So it seems hard to escape, no matter how often. Yeah, it's hard to appear on. Yeah, it's true, and even in YouTube, it is true that we do have our own persona. I mean, we are authentic to a point, but we do. And Frank goes into this. Frank James goes into this. We are our own. We are our actor. We are our editor. We are our writer. We are a producer. We are everything. And these are the places that we are and the roles that we play. So we all are all actors. I thought about that this morning. William Shakespeare. I don't know if anybody reads that. I thought, well, everybody's probably into The Hobbit and that type of thing that I am not. But William Shakespeare was like the world. What was the world is a stage and we're all but actors. That is true. You can be authentic, but the theater is great. Great for INFPs. I had a good time doing that. But in the 3-act plays, I was always just a comic relief person. And I got kind of depressed. I wasn't depressed. I was kind of PO'd. I'm like, why can't I be the leading lady? Why am I the comedic person? And then the director teacher, because it's a small school, so we only had one person taught everything. And he said, you know what? He said, comedy is the hardest form to pull off. And so I took it at that. I don't know whether he's just trying to make me feel better or whether it's true, but it is true that comedy is the hardest form to pull off because you can't act like you're being funny. You have to act like you're serious, even though you're not. You have to be able to pull that off. So yeah, I was the funny person. And that is true. We are good actors. We have to act in real life because we have to live in the ESTJ world. So that's acting right there, which is not authentic, but that's a whole different topic. But anyway, so this has gone like for 30 minutes. I'm glad everybody came. Anybody want to say anything? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes if you want to say something, and then I'm going to get off and find out what's going on in the hallway here. I'm supposed to be cleaning carpets, but I don't know what they're doing. Anybody got anything you want to say, add? It's been a good discussion. More people came than probably this afternoon, actually. Usually the character people remember the most in places. Okay, well, thank you. Yes, it is a character actors, character people. They remember the funny person. Yeah, and I will tell you, I will add this and then we'll close with this. When I was in college, I had my screen name, and my screen name that I gave was Augusta Wind. I was going to call myself Augusta Wind, was going to be my screen name, and change it. So I went through from that. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a great day. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you enjoyed the cupcakes. We're 2 years old, going to go on from 3. And so we'll just sign off. So I hope everybody has a great day. Glad you came.